guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiara Nicole, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how I restyled one of my old wigs. So a while back I made this headband wig. In this style I did it in a braid out. So it's been a while since I've worn this, so I'm going to restyle this hair and do another braid out on it. So guys, this style is pretty simple, but I'm going to give you a few tips in this video to make sure your braid out comes out nice and defined. So you would think that I rewatched my last video to see how I did the braid out before, but I didn't. So I don't remember how big I made the braids last time. So here I am making a few braids just to do a trial run and see how big I want to make the braids. So for these first two braids, I used 6 strands from the cap. So that would be like 2 strands for each leg of the braid. And then for the other 2 braids, I only used 3 strands to make the braid. To see how I created this wig, make sure you check out my previous crochet wig video. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description box. So here's a quick comparison of the 2 braids, the small one and the large one, just to see what they look like. So next I'm going to take a flexi rod and just rod the ends of the braid. I did this so that I wouldn't have to braid the braids all the way down to the bottom, and I wanted the braids to have a little curl at the end. My suggestion to you guys would be to use small perm rods instead of these flexi rods. This is something that I actually forgot from the first time that I did this braid out, and now again, I personally would prefer for the ends to have a tighter curl. So next time I will for sure be using small perm rods instead. When curling the hair with the perm rod, you can choose how far down you want the curl to start. For some of the braids, I braided them down more closer to the end, and some I stopped further up. So this is what it looks like once you're all done. Next, you just want to boil some water and begin to dip the hair in the boiling water. Please be careful when doing this step and make sure that you have a towel handy. So for this step, you want to kind of do it as quickly as possible. The curls set better the hotter the water is. So if you find that the water has cooled a little bit before you were able to dip all of your braids, just make sure to reheat your water. I think I was able to do all of my braids in about 2 cups of boiling water. So just make sure you be careful and make sure you use a towel to wipe off the excess water. So once the hair is dry, you can start taking the braids out. Be sure to stay tuned later in this video because I added a step later that really made the curls come out even better. So one of the secrets to getting a great braid out with this hair is to not cause any excessive frizz. Be very careful when unraveling the braids. I'm basically unraveling the hair in the opposite direction that I braided it in initially. Also, you know how hair sometimes gets borrowed from one section to the next? You don't want to try to force this apart. That's going to cause frizz. So if you come to any resistance in the hair or you come to any tangles in the hair, just take a pair of scissors and just cut that part off. So here's a quick look at what that braid out looks like so far. So now I'm just going to continue to take the braids down. At this point, I decided that I was going to make my braids on the smaller side, which is what I think I did in my initial video as well. I wanted the hair to be more crinkly, so I figured the smaller braids would give me the look that I was going for. I think no matter what size you choose to do your braids, I think you can still get a decent looking braid out. But again, the step that I'm going to add later is really going to help with the definition of the braids. So I think that will help as well. So this is what the hair looked like once I had it all braided and rodded. I know the hair is looking a little sparse, but I didn't want the hair to be high density. I wanted the style to match the density of my natural hair more or less and look a little more realistic on me. So now I'm going to start removing the flexi rods. Again, guys, the next time I do this style, I will definitely use perm rods because I want my ends to be curlier. So earlier, I just towel dried the hair and let the hair air dry for the most part. But I realized that to really get the curls popping, you want to blow dry the hair as well. When heat is applied to this hair, it really just sets the curl really nice. You're going to notice how much better the definition of this braid out is once I added the blow dryer. I'm not using much heat while I'm drying this hair. I have my blow dryer on the low heat and low speed setting. So you really want to run the blow dryer along the length of the hair to ensure that all of the water is out. Please don't start unraveling the braids until you make sure that the hair is completely dry. This step really improved the definition of this braid out. So here I'm unraveling the braid using the same technique that I mentioned earlier. Again, if you come across any tangles or snags, just take your scissors and cut that part out. That really prevents any excessive frizz on the hair and it keeps your braid out nice and defined. So you'll see me do that a couple of times as I take out this braid. So you really just want to take your time at this step just to make sure that you get the best results possible. So here's a look at what this first braid looks like using the blow dryer. As you can see, the curls are much more defined. Adding the blow dryer step really made a difference with this braid out. So make sure you do that with each braid. Next, I'm just showing you guys how I begin to separate the hair. I'm going to do most of the separation once I put the hair on my head. But here I'm just doing a little bit of initial separation to pull the hair out a little bit and get more volume in the hair. So I'm just separating the hair where the hair wants to naturally separate on its own. I'm not really forcing it, and I'm trying to leave the bottom of the curl intact as possible. So here I am just trimming the hair a bit. You can do this step to get the desired shape that you want. I'm also trimming some of the curls that I have from the flexi rods just because they were a little bit looser and I didn't want that much of a curl at the end. Okay, now I'm ready to install this hair. I apologize in advance for this clip because one, my camera was about to die, and two, my dog would not let me live. So here you're just gonna see me try to fluff the hair out a little bit and try to get the desired volume that I'm going for. And then here is my puppy Teddy trying to get some camera time. So here I am taking a pick and doing a little bit more fluffing at the root area. You can use this to get more volume in the hair as well as using your fingers. So really you just want to fluff the hair until you get it to your desired volume and there aren't any open spaces. So just finish the style with any last minute trimming and then you are all ready to go. Alright guys, so here are my final results. I really tried to get all the angles for you guys so you can really see this hair up close and see how beautiful these curls came out. I really love this style. I think it looks so natural. I think it looks like it actually could be my hair. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this style.